Naija Landlord Real Estate Show. Okay, the Naija Landlord Real Estate Show is your favorite real estate investment platform that teaches you the pros and cons of investing in the real estate market, teaches you, brings you all the trends, news updates, and gives you all the guides and tips on how to make real estate work for you. And like I said, I'm always happy to be here. It's always a pleasure to be here. All right, so today we're going to be talking about one, of course, as I always say, an interesting topic, right? So we're going to talk about how to find a good property for investment. How to find a good property for investment. The past weeks, previous weeks, we spoke about how you can finance your real estate investments. How you can finance real estate investment. How you can, be able to get funding for that investment, because a lot of people had that challenge. And now, one other challenge that I have, seen, when talking to people, they say, how do we know a good deal? Where do we find a good property to buy, to invest in? Because of course, yes, the real estate market is quite profitable, quite lucrative, but it doesn't guarantee that every investment is going to be profitable for you, right? It doesn't guarantee that every property has that potential to become profitable for the money that you put in. So buying a good investment, buying a good property is all about determining that which you put in, all about getting that which you put in, all right? Getting a return on investment. How much percentage can you get out of that which you put in that investment? And so we look for that deal. And most people always say, okay, why always real estate? Amara, why do you always talk about investing in real estate? I think as an investor, it's one of the easiest forms. It's one of the non-technical, not difficult forms of investment. It's one of the surest parts, safest parts to creating wealth. Okay, so it's one of the safest parts. So it has, easy entry, right? Unlike every other investment out there, you trying to invest in digital assets, trying to invest in the stocks, the stock markets, trying to invest in treasury bills, all those investments out there. It requires a lot of knowledge. You need to, have done your research, or you probably have to go through a third party, right? So going through a third party, and then you have to share. Of course, you have to pay that party for their consultation, for their advice. So real estate, if you have the basic, you can easily come in to invest. Why? Because real estate is also tangible, right? It's a tangible asset. It's something that you can touch, you can feel, you can be in, you can connect with, you can experience, right? And again, every one of us have from when we were infants, when we got into this earth, we have actually interacted with one form of real estate or the other. Okay, so you're living in a house, you're working in a building, you're going to see someone living in a building. So you always have have one interaction or the other with a real estate, with a property. All right, so that is why it is really something that you can come in, because you already know an idea how it works. You already know, okay, how can I maintain this property? If I'm going to buy a property, I'm going to maintain it. How can I maintain it? You already have a general idea of what the rent costs in this area, what maintenance I'm going to do to make this property look, appreciable out there, that kind of thing. So real estate is really something I always advocate to building wealth. It's one of the surest parts, one of the safest parts for building wealth. Now, when looking for a good property, I will talk about 4 points that you should consider looking for a property. All right, so we're going to talk about that briefly. Next week, we're going to elaborate more on that. So 4 points is number 1, location. Do your findings, carry out your location. All right, your location, and then also your legal implications, right? Legal implications, that's on the property. The third point is your return on investment, profitability, Okay, your return on investment. You need to be able to know your numbers. And then the fourth is finding, going through a real estate agency or consultant, probably a lawyer, a realtor, estate valuer, all those professionals out there. So these are four key areas that can help you, guide you in choosing that right property that will be profitable for you. Okay, so now talking about location, real estate, we all know that real estate has to do with location, right? So the location of the property determines the value of the property, determines the price of that property, right? So the location. So when you're looking for a good property, a good investment, you need to look at the location that is viable, that people are going to, right? Look at the location that you can really know that you can project that, okay, in the future, there's people are going to be more in this location. People are going to need more houses. People are going to need more workspaces, shopping malls, markets. People are going to come to do commerce, business in this area. So therefore, definitely there will be a need for them to get properties. So look at the location. Make sure that the location is right for you, and you can always find a location that is good for your budget, because of course not all location work for you because of the budget that you have. So look for a location that's good for your budget, right? So that's one. Then two, know the legal implications. Find out what is the documentation on that property. Find out that the property is genuine, is duly registered. Know your legal costs. All right, know your legal costs. How much is it going to cost? Doing all the paperwork and all that, and every other form of documentation on that property. Then also we go to profitability. Now, when I say know your numbers, you need to be able to calculate the return on that investment, even at the point of purchase. Now, real estate, most people think that, okay, when I buy the real estate, I buy it, I keep it, then we need to appreciate in the future. That's good, that's well and good. But most times, getting a profitable investment is that at the point of purchase, you already have value, you already have equity on that property. Right, you already have equity on that property at the point of purchase. Now, when I mean equity, it means that you already have some form of money already down on that property. So you can only do that by becoming very dogged in your negotiations. Make sure that you get the right deal. Don't be moved by, okay, that's the amount and this is what a lot of people coming to buy. Go into that transaction, into that conversation, armed with enough knowledge, and negotiate, because whatever you negotiate on that property, it will determine how much you're going to get out of it. So at the point of purchase, that investment is supposed to already be profitable for you, right? So if you're able to negotiate below the market price, maybe based on some knowledge that you have, that will be, a plus for you. You're able to negotiate that. That will be a plus for you. All right. So that is one of the things. And then we talk about, going through professionals. So all this we're going to elaborate on next week, all right? Getting the right deal, how you can calculate your profit on that investment, and how you can also get the right agencies to do that. All right, so our time is up. I have to go. I will be here at the same time next week, and also bringing you a valuable topic.